this is how you can access a hideout. This is like an area where you can go to on your map, and what it allows you to do is kind of have your own area where you can move all of these things, like your like map device and stuff. It kind of defaults to like somewhat of a decent one. However, if you want to access these, you're gonna have to go and find these on the map. This is what they look like. It looks like a little fleur-de-lis, and you're gonna have to actually clean out the map. So we'll go ahead and just throw in a map over here just so we can have some completion. This one might be kind of hard, but like it's good. These ones are actually fairly small. Ideally though, just do it on an easier one. It'll make it much easier if your build may not be able to handle it. But basically you clear out the areas and you will be able to unlock the hideout when you talk to the NPC. So you'll see we'll go clear out this hideout. And we will unlock it. I'll show you guys the full thing. Basically, you just clear it out. Though. If you've ever played PoE 1, it's pretty much the same concept. But you can invite people, and also if you go to like Discord groups, there's groups that do these. And what you got to do is just kill the monsters. Pretty straightforward. It's a big chunk. We have 2 mods where enemies deal something as another type of damage. Could be very dangerous one over here, but it's okay. We just rely on big DPS. Should you wait? No, you can come on. You come in. On the I don't know what happens if one of the persons fails. Okay, you're right. Maybe wait, or just sit at the entrance. That's fine. So I didn't notice your level. Yeah, okay. So, like, you can invite friends to go ahead and do this. If anyone in the chat needs this, let me know. Because I don't know what happens if one person fails it. I don't know if it, like, kicks everyone out. But yeah, these ones usually are pretty small. It's just... Ideally, you would want to run this on the like a very easy white map, but like this is like the last map that I had that would actually give me XP, because sustain is a little bit rough. I'm spec'd into it on the passive, but you can see the area is pretty much. Ooh, look, just this random minion. He almost got us. There we go. So once you clear out all the monsters, it's gonna say hideout unlocked, and now we have the limestone hideout. So we can now go back. It's a really quick thing, so I figured we'll just do it in like one little video here. And then what you can do is talk to some of the NPCs. And in the very beginning, you won't have this area, right? So in the very beginning, you're gonna have this area for like the end game, right? So we'll go here. So like this, normally this is where you go for the end game, right? You're in the Ziggurat Refuge. So once you unlock that hideout. I know I was in a hideout before, but you will talk to Alva, and then you can go and click select hideout, and then you choose whatever hideout that you want. Now in the very beginning, you know, whatever hideout you get is whatever hideout you get, but I already have this one set up to my liking. And if you ever want to access your hideout, as long as you're in an area that you can teleport, you can just open up the map, and then you can go to travel to your hideout, and then it'll instantly travel you to your hideout. And this is the one I currently have. But if you get one of these and you want maybe an Exalt, some of them are more rare than others. They may be worth more, but like maybe you can get a couple Exalts if you're like, hey guys, I got one. You throw it into a Discord group. Does anyone need it? I'm charging 1 Exalt. Or you can just say, hey, for free, like, you know, I did over here. If anyone wanted to join, they're welcome to join. I mean, you could be a team player, or you could try to get some extra riches, but like, don't expect to get like lots and lots of Exalts off of just like a 1. There are some that are actually genuinely rare. I don't know which ones are the rare ones in PoE 2, but that's how you access a hideout. Unlike in PoE 1, where you could just like go through it in the campaign. I think they should add it in the campaign, where you just unlock an area. Otherwise, it takes a long time. This was my first hideout, and no joke, like 30 hours of the end game, like in total, like including the campaign. Like it takes a long time to unlock the hideout, but that's how the hideout system works, and that's how you can acquire one. Speaking of hideouts, some of the things that you can actually add, because I feel like this is actually like a really critical, like it's a Path of Exile essential. So in the very beginning, whatever hideout you like throw in when you add it, and you go into it, you will have a bunch of like random like NPCs and stuff. And if you want to get rid of like the clutter and stuff, if you click on this little arrow here, and then you click on edit, you can click on these items, and like you can delete them. So if I want to delete that, I can delete it. Now, if you want to add things, you can click where it says decorations. And I'm not going to go over like, oh, you can put these little cool, I guess I don't have a lot of these unlocked. But you can put like certain NPCs there if you want to. But if you click on utility, these are the things that actually matter. So for starters, putting, your stash, your salvage things, all of these things are definitely key. As well as don't forget to add a well, because after you finish a map, unless your flasks automatically have like some sort of like regen, you want to add a well. And if you want to finish editing, you can just click on edit, move this thing back. But the things that I think are important to add here are Doriani, because if you want to refund your passives, you can do that. And again, this will be under edit, and then you go to decorations under utility, or NPCs over here, depending on the NPC that you want. So the ones that I think that you definitely want are going to be obviously Doriani, and again, whatever category that you want to go into, you can check them out. But I'm just going to go over the ones that I think are really important really quick. So for starters, like I said, you want the well, because that's going to recover your HP and stuff, and then also your flasks, and then also your stash, pretty important, and then also the salvage bench. If you have items with sockets, you can salvage them here, or if you want to disenchant stuff, most people pretty much in the end game is well not that big of a deal to get like regals. But also, what is really important is the Reforge bench. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not really using this that much now that I'm progressing into like the yellow/red maps. But in the earlier stages, this is actually really important, because what you can do is you can put 3 of the same rarity here. Let me go find some like old maps over here called Waystones. But if we put 3 of the same Waystone, we can actually upgrade it to another Waystone of 1 tier higher. So what that means is I can take 3 tier 6 maps at the Reforge. By the way, do not control click over here. If you control click, it throws them in the map device. It probably should be fixed, but you're going to have to drag and drop all these. So you can see we have a bunch of tier 6s. And I hit Reforge, and then it goes to a tier 7. Then I can take 3 tier 7s and then go to a tier 8. It's a really nice feature, but you can also buy your Waystones at this NPC over here. So at Doriani, that's why I recommend putting him in here. Now, you cannot buy infinite of like any tier that you want. They do, I want to say tier 1 should be infinite, but like you can see if I buy this one, it's gone. But I can infinitely buy the tier 1. So at least that's kind of nice. But it honestly is a pretty big pain to buy 3 tier 1s to go to tier 2 and then like go all the way to the next tier that you need. There is an Atlas passive that you could invest into. If you want to. Let's go we can go to refund here so we can, oh wait, it's under our Atlas passives. So if I wanted to respec, I could, but like there's increased quantity of the Waystones. If you really want to get Waystones is another way, but at least having the Reforge bench as an option in the earlier stages for the first like, I don't know, 5 tiers is okay, but I probably would recommend if you want to get maps, because this kind of ties into what I would consider an essential thing to know about Path of Exile, is you need to basically trade to get the Waystones. If you don't, then it's just going to be kind of a pain, because if you run out, you could go back, you could try to do full clears, but your goal should be trying to get the Waystone, or the Atlas passives, which require you to do Waystones in like, a bunch of tier, like, it'll be like, do tier 9s, 10s, and it starts off with a 1, 2, 3, 4, like, you have to build your way up. Now, if it requires you to do a tier 5 and you do a tier 6, it will count, but it won't let you start doing like the tier 6 ones. It won't count like double, basically. It'll only count the current one. But if you go to the trade website and you just type in Waystone, most of them are just going to be like, right now I'm kind of doing like 12s. So if I was to want to search for a 12, I'd just hit search. And then ideally, if you want an easier like difficulty, you can do the maps in white, but ideally at least blue. You can try to look for the ones that you want, but most of the time people will sell them for 1 exalt, and when you buy them, you can purchase them and you can ask them, hey, do you have like 10 more? And then you can just get your maps this way. This is how I would recommend kind of progressing in the game, as well, just getting these Waystones to drop. It's weird. I'll be on like a tier, like a 10, 12, whatever, and they'll still drop like these tier 1s, and I'm like, what the heck is this? They really should probably look at it to at least have some sort of like bare minimum, that it doesn't go that far as like a threshold. But yeah, this is like somewhat of a nicer tool. Again, for the first 5 tiers, it's a pretty awesome thing, but later when you're in tier 12s and you're still dropping like tier 3s, they need to probably rework it. Keep in mind this game's in early access, but this is a really good thing to actually have here. And then, other than that, there really isn't anything that I'd mention. If you want to add any NPCs because you want to interact with certain, like, you know, mechanics, then by all means, you can go ahead and add whatever other NPCs that you want. But another tip that is really useful is if you have Doriani here, and I hold control and I left click, it will automatically identify the items. That way I don't have to click on it, and that just kind of works. So it's a little bit nicer for quality of life.